Hello and welcome back to the Mythariverse Podcast. I'm Jonah Jackson. I'm here with Miranne, the founder of Mythari. And so if you have just come across this as a video as you've been scrolling or you missed the first episode of this podcast, what is Mythari? What are we doing here?
Yeah, Mythari is an ecosystem for artists and creators in the fantasy, sci-fi, and tabletop communities.
So what is the mission of Mythari? What are we doing here?
Yeah, I think to boil down the mission would be to say that we are here to empower and support artists and creators in the fantasy, sci-fi, and tabletop space. I think the mission is to empower these creators and artists.
Cool. How are we doing that?
Yeah, well, we're offering tools and support. We're offering a centralized location that provides both tools and support to these artists and to the creators. But certainly right now our focus is on artists, and by building out an artist marketplace where these artists can manage their commissions, sell their art passively, and become discovered all in one place. So they're not just a part of the Reddit algorithm anymore. They can actually be discovered on our site, which is something I think really unique compared to a lot of other sites. We're offering filter systems and tags to really allow buyers to be able to find the exact kind of art they're looking for, and allowing artists to really hone in on a niche.
So are you an artist? Because it seems like you know a lot about the issues here, or what artists are facing. What angle are you coming at this from?
I don't come at this from the digital artist side of things. Actually, I come at this from a writer's perspective. So I was on the side of creating content for RPGs, like D&D content, subclasses, modules, that kind of thing. And while creating some content, I wanted to find some images to use in my work. I wanted to find some real artists, and I wanted to tag them, and I just needed something, it didn't need to be overly unique. I just needed something kind of vague and simple that I wanted to be able to access rather quickly so that I could use it in my work. I wanted to have a commercial license for it. I found it incredibly difficult to find any kind of site online where I could purchase a piece of art like this quickly and easily, have commercial rights, and find the kind of art that I wanted to find that wasn't AI. And that was a huge surprise to me, I think, because here I am as a creator trying to, make a living by creating something, and I'm facing, having to use AI art when I know there's 80,000 people in the D&D art subreddit alone. So that seemed crazy to me. And that wasn't the only issue. There were certainly some other issues that I was running into. And I finally, I'd always wanted to create something impactful in this community. And I think I ran into a couple of issues there where I said, this is crazy. This industry is booming. Nobody's solved this yet. I'm gonna get in here and solve this. We're gonna make this happen because this is insane.
I remember the first time that you pitched the idea to me, I said, oh yeah, why is nobody else doing this? Yeah.
It seems crazy. I know there are some other sites, that are offering certain commission management tools, and there's some sites where you can sell your art passively, but none of these sites are discoverable. None of these sites are offering you all of these things together in one place while also focusing on niche. So this is really something that's going to be new and unique that I think is really going to benefit these artists that are in the fantasy and sci-fi communities.
Well, coming at it from the creator perspective, that's not the visual artist. I totally get it. As somebody who's written my own tabletop RPG book, it's the idea of yes, I've done basic level formatting and this and that, but then the idea of, oh, now I've got X amount of pages that I gotta fill with art. Where am I gonna get that?
Well, I think it comes to me from an appreciation of the art, because when you look at a fantasy novel or a module or any piece of content that exists that is interesting to look at, it involves art of some kind, whether it's a photographer, whether it's a digital artist. Art is so prevalent and so powerful in whatever you're viewing it in, whatever context. And so to me, it was really important for me to include art that was indicative of the thing that I was creating. I really wanted that to be a part of what I was making. And so to be able to create a place where that's easier to do, and also is empowering these artists who clearly are not given the opportunity to take full advantage of what they could possibly do with their art. I think there's a lot of opportunity for these artists in an industry that's going to grow by billions of dollars over the next decade. I think that there's a lot of room for growth here.
So speaking of growth and trying to do this for a living, you know, whether it's as someone who's the visual artist or someone who's writing or creating, you know, content on the other side of it, and you're hoping to use this art, you know, as the person who's putting stuff out there, a lot of time it feels like the commission that gets taken out is pretty steep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the commission prices are a little out of control in certain sectors. I mean, I think one of the biggest ones is something like ttrpg, where it's, I think, something like 30% commission, or I don't have the numbers in front of me. I know that a pretty standard commission rate is going to be around 15%. I think maybe Patreon has a pretty good one at like 10%. But, you know, the commission model is a way for you to build out a site, you know, so that artists don't have to sign up for a subscription service. It's basically a way of saying, like, you can use my site and manage your business, and you never actually have to pay me anything. We take a percentage of that, and so Mythari is, you know, taking that into account and trying to say, like, we're not trying to steal from these artists. We have to function. I spend like 80 hours a week on the company, so obviously I have to be able to make a living. But beyond that, we can't grow the business. We can't create new tools. We can't build, you know, new features for these artists and creators if we don't, you know, have some sort of revenue and income. I will say that mission will always come above profit for us, and that means that empowering artists and empowering creators and supporting them is always going to supersede our profits. And that means that if you know, achieving our mission means leaving money on the table, then we will do it. And that's what it means to have mission above profit. Now, profit will be number two, because we need to grow the business, but we'll never allow the reach for financial gain to become the number one thing. It's one of the reasons I never want to go public with the company if we ever got to that point, which I believe we will. It's just a matter of time, people figuring out what we're doing here, but we won't do that because we don't want to be regulated to a point where we are forced to prioritize profits. It never works out.
But speaking of favorable commission rates, right now, if you check, we may still be in the beta phase of the website. If you're seeing this when it's hot and fresh, and what's going on while this is in a beta in the founding artist period?
Exactly. So we have limited amount of spots for our founding artists while we are in our beta phase. And during this phase, we're offering 0% commission rate. So Mythari is taking nothing from the artists. We do use Stripe, and so there is a payment processing fee, and that is to your benefit to ensure that all payments are processed at the highest levels of security. We are offering 0% commission right now, and once we actually go live, our founding artists are going to receive locked into a lifetime low commission rate. And I think I probably could just go ahead and say it. It's going to be 5% commission for the life of your time on our site. Which is a very, very competitive commission price. I don't think you'll find that anywhere else unless you joined Patreon a decade ago. So we're really excited to be offering our artists that. So if there's spots available, please check out our site and go ahead and join.
Yeah, so
get in on that.
If you see this after it's freshly posted and you're an artist, check that out if you want to get in on that.
Yeah, it's super important to us that our founding artists know how important they are for us, because they're helping us to identify some bugs in the system and helping us to identify what we need to do to improve the site even further before we officially launch. So we're super excited to have those artists join us and help us through this process.
Yeah, well, and you're responding and you're talking back and forth with these artists too via the Discord, right?
Exactly, and ecosystem is a huge. I think I mentioned that the goal of Mythari is to be an ecosystem for creators and artists in the fantasy sci-fi space. And so right now we've created a private Discord channel, which we plan to maximize. And anyone who joins our site is going to have access to that Discord. Obviously, our founding artists have separate channels and some private areas where they can where they have some benefits there. But it's going to be a really exciting way for us to collaborate. Like, we've already been communicating back and forth with our current founding artists, and they've been helping us through with some early bugs and some fixes, and that's been really, really exciting. We've been seeing some of their art, and being able to collaborate and have these artists collaborate with each other too, because they're posting their art and the other artists are getting it. Wow, this is really amazing. Love what you're doing. So it's just a really, really cool way outside of like a huge Reddit feed for these people doing this very specific thing to be able to collaborate, communicate, and work together. It's really awesome. But we do plan to, down the line, expand that ecosystem beyond a Discord. So I'm excited to be able to work on that as we continue to grow and we have more financial means of doing so. We'll incorporate that into the site beyond just forums. But yeah, for now, we're really excited about the Discord.
Well, fantastic. I think that's a good place for us to leave off on this one. So thank you, Will, for talking to us about all of that.
No, great.
And so for the rest of y'all, we hope you enjoyed this. Like it, subscribe it, share it, all of the things.
Please. Get the word out.
We're recording these all together right now, so I don't know what shape this thing's taken, but send it to people.
And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. We are the Mythariverse Podcast. And be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Our handles are @Mythariverse. And follow us on YouTube. We are Mythariverse. And we would love for you to join our ecosystem.